For 77 minutes, one man turned a McDonald's into a war zone. 21 lives ended. 19 more were forever changed. And no one, not the police, not the city, not even his own wife, knew why. San Ysidro, California, 1984. A border town where the sound of traffic from Tijuana blends with the hum of family life. Children play in front yards, neighbors share barbecues, and the local McDonald's is a small landmark of comfort, a place for quick lunches and birthday parties. No one here imagines that this unremarkable restaurant will soon become the site of one of the darkest tragedies in American history. James Huberty was, by most accounts, ordinary. A former welder, a husband, a father of two. But behind closed doors, he was unraveling, losing work, battling frustration, convinced the world had turned against him. He told his wife he thought something inside him was breaking. She tried to calm him. He seemed to accept it.
I think everybody thinks this couldn't happen to them. It's like something you would see on TV that's far away from you, totally removed. But it happened, and it involves me. And like I said, a lot of people think, hey, it couldn't happen to me. I disagree. I think it could.
The next day, he told her he was going hunting. She thought he meant at a nearby shooting range. He didn't. On a warm July afternoon, families packed into the McDonald's for lunch. The smell of fries, the laughter of children. Everything about that day felt normal. Until Huberty walked inside.
San Diego Police Lieutenant Paul Liberando.
When he entered the building, he had 3 weapons with him. 2 shoulder weapons and a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. Came in, he had this weapon, which is an Uzi semi-automatic carbine, in his hand. He also had a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, and he had a Winchester pump-action 12-gauge shotgun with him.
Moments later, the ordinary turned unthinkable.
He entered the facility heavily armed, immediately started shooting everybody. And the customers that were inside the restaurant had absolutely no chance to escape.
Chaos erupted. People ran for cover. Calls flooded police dispatch as disbelief spread across the small town. For 77 minutes, law enforcement tried to understand what was happening. At the time, police were not trained for situations like this.
The officers who responded to the emergency call had never seen anything so horrific. 21 people dead, 19 others injured. But the officers learned a lot from the tragedy, and the department now handles emergency calls much differently.
Tactical teams were miles away, communication was fractured, and confusion reigned.
Make sure you approach from the south, and the CP is at 300 west. The shooting suspect is inside the McDonald's. He is contained, moving around, and there's still shots being fired.
When a police sniper finally stopped the violence, silence fell over San Ysidro.
At last, at 5:17 p.m., the police SWAT team got its chance. One officer drew fire at this window. Another on the post office roof fired 1 shot from his sniper rifle, and the killer went down, shot through the heart.
What was left behind was something no one could process. Not immediately, not for years.
First thing I saw was a lady laying in front of the counter with a 6-month-old baby laying in her lap, and I assume it was her husband laying right next to her. and you could tell it was a family. And they had been shot numerous times, and that was horrible.
And that's when he started shooting at us. And I just started trying to run and stuff. I couldn't, and I got shot. I went down to the basement after I was shot, and I was hiding in the closet until it was over.
You never came downstairs?
No.
As you were going toward McDonald's, did you have any idea something was happening there?
No.
Did anyone yell at you or something?
Yeah, from across the street, a man yelled at us.
What'd you think?
I didn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah. Where were you hit?
All on my arm, and on my back, and right here.
When did you realize that your friends were dead?
My mom told me in the hospital.
Party were actually killed. She said that she made the mistake of opening her eyes and looking directly at the suspect. He realized she was alive. He threw food at her, swore at her, and then sprayed her and the rest of her party again with bullets. And at that point, she was wounded a second time, and she really did play dead. At that point, she didn't open her eyes again until the officers arrived.
In the days that followed, the community mourned together. Counsellors were brought in, vigils filled the streets, and national news outlets arrived to cover what they called an unprecedented tragedy. Investigators searched for answers in Huberty's past. They found no clear motive, only anger, resentment, and a sense of detachment that had festered for years.
What kind of man could carry out such violence?
It was the randomness that haunted people most. There was no target, no warning, no logic.
That was a life-changing incident. I mean, that's an incident that you'll never forget.
The event became a turning point in how law enforcement responded to mass emergencies. Tactical response teams were re-evaluated. Communication systems improved, and police began training for what they once thought could never happen.
The biggest change was we created what we call our SRT, our Special Response Team.
The Special Response Team is a unit of 12 SWAT officers dedicated to hostage rescue and special responses. Had the team been around in 1984, Sanders said it could have ended the 1 hour, 17-minute massacre 15 to 20 minutes sooner.
McDonald's later demolished the restaurant. In its place now stands a memorial. 21 white hexagonal pillars, each one representing a life taken that day. The names are etched quietly into stone, surrounded by trees and benches for reflection. Families still visit. Some bring flowers, others bring silence. It's not about reliving the day. It's about remembering the people who never came home.
He was taller, I mean, he was a year younger.
That's you in the picture with him?
That's my brother and me. That's his friend Omar. You know, it opens up the wounds. You never learn to get over it. You just learn how to live with that pain. But it's been 35 years, so he's always taking care of me. He is my guardian angel.
For San Ysidro, the passage of time hasn't erased the scars, but it has reshaped them into reminders of resilience, of community, of the fragile peace that exists between ordinary life and sudden tragedy. Huberty's actions left behind questions that can never fully be answered. Why here? Why them? Why that day? Maybe the truest answer is that sometimes evil hides behind normalcy until the moment it decides not to. And yet, in the years since, the story of San Ysidro has become more than just a headline from 1984. It's a lesson in how people come together after the unimaginable, how compassion rebuilds what cruelty destroys. Because even after 77 minutes of horror, what remains strongest, what endures, is the will to remember.